expect something surprising. We hope for something special. England play Pakistan over 4 test matches and they're unlikely to be dull.
Fantastic! Owen Morgan gets 100.
Beautiful bowling from Jimmy Anderson. Yes! That Pryor goes to his 3rd test match 100. Great bowling from Anderson. England win!
That's out. Don't worry about that.
You can't ask for a better bowling performance than that.
That is a terrific achievement. He's bowled quite beautifully. Yes! That is a delivery to remember.
Zulkarnain's 50, well played on debut. He'll have to bat again. He's done it with ease. Pakistan, a lot of searching to do over the next few days.
This guy's dynamite. Another wicket for Wahab Riaz. He's a player of such pedigree and with such a point to prove. One of the most outstanding performances you'll ever see. What a different game of cricket this is. What a cricketer Mohammad Amir is. Pakistan win. They ignite the series as we go to Lord's. Hi everybody, welcome to Lord's and our look at the first day's play in this, the final end-power test match of the summer. 2-1 to England. Andrew Strauss is with me. In a way, I guess, you wouldn't have necessarily thought you'd be here. You might have thought you'd have wrapped it up by now.
Yeah, but that's gone. You know, we lost at the Oval. That was unfortunate. We're still in a great position in this series. It's important to remember that. And we want to, you know, finish our last test of the summer on a high note. So we need to start well today. We're excited about it, and hopefully we can, as I said, start the game well and get on top of Pakistan. You've lost the toss. If you'd had the choice and won it, what would you have done? Yeah, I think I probably would have bowled given the conditions, but the wicket actually looks fine. I don't think there's a huge amount of moisture in it. The overhead conditions might allow it to swing a bit, but as is always the case, you get over the new ball. That's the first the first plan, and if you can get over that, hopefully batting will get a lot easier. Now, let's have a look at Andrew Strauss's side. He's got the luxury of naming an unchanged team for the 4th consecutive Test match. I suppose there will still be some focus on Alistair Cook at the top of the order, though he'll feel so much better after that terrific 100 at the Oval. Strauss himself could do with some runs, as could Kevin Pietersen and Owen Morgan. Pakistan also unchanged. There was talk of Umar Akmal being fit and conceivably playing, but they're sticking with the young left-armer Wahab Riaz, who had such a good debut at the Oval. And look at number 4 there, Mohammad Yusuf. What a difference he's made since he returned to Salman Butt's team. Now, here is the Pakistan captain. Well, you have an opportunity that a week ago you might not thought you were going to have.
Yes, obviously, I think the last match result mattered us a lot, and it's given the team the confidence, and it's brought more life in this 4th game.
So much so that your boys think they can win here?
Definitely, I think if we carry on the way we did, and inshallah, we hope that with piece of luck, we can do it.
Now, you've won a good toss. You look very pleased to get the chance to bowl first.
Yes, I think the conditions here are tailor-made because of the overcast conditions and the rain we've had, so obviously there is going to be moisture around, and if we can exploit that, it will be good for us.
That toss took place at 1:10 and the umpires made their way to the middle for a start at 20-2 half an hour later. Thank heaven the skies relented. There's been an awful lot of rain in London in the last 24 hours. That's one of the reasons Salman Butt feels it's a real opportunity to bowl first with all that moisture around. Now let's go up to the commentary box and hear from Michael Vaughan and Geoffrey Boycott.
Well, Andrew Strauss and Alistair Cook, it's a big moment for them and the England side. They've had 2 poor batting innings at the Oval. There's going to be a lot of pressure on them. Their temperament and technique is going to be watched very carefully by everyone, because they can't afford another really poor batting display, or they could lose this match on the first day.
Yeah, this is a tough test for the England batsmen. Salman Butt's made the right decision. There should be plenty of movement. Now, can they get the ball in the right area? And most importantly, can they catch the ball if they do create opportunities?
There he goes, Mohammad Amir, the left-armer, the young kid against Strauss, who's had problems with him. Oh, not like that he won't. Oh, goodness gracious me. Well, I just say this once, people who've not bowled at Lord's before sometimes have a problem. Remember, there's an 8'8" slope from right hand side of your screen down to the left, and so each pitch there's a slope of about 2 3/4 inches. He played 1 test against Australia, but sometimes you need a bit more than that to get your line right. Bowled. That's the perfect line that's given Andrew Strauss problems. He's got out 5 times to the left arm seamers, 4 to this young kid, Amir. Oh, that's the line. Beautifully bowled.
Yeah, just a yard fuller. Andrew Strauss just had time to bat inside the line. No, he's played at it. Just try and get Andrew Strauss forward, and a little bit of seam movement there. Pakistan have a great opportunity here.
Mohamed Asif from the nursery end to Alistair Cook. Oh, beautifully bowled. That's the length. It's fullish, but he actually played it reasonably good, did Alistair Cook. He got forward with that front foot. Didn't get caught on the crease, look. He got forward. Short legs a bit deep there. I'd like him closer if I was bowling. Oh, well bowled. Is that in the pad? Now, I know they're all going up, that doesn't mean anything. He just looked as if it hit the pad. Yeah, it hit his leg, didn't it? Miles too high, look. Just hit the trousers. Oh, dropped. Oh, that wasn't difficult. As slip catchers go, nice catching height to the side. I wouldn't say it was straightforward, but at this level, you got to catch those.
Yeah, Umar Akmal and Pakistan have got the conditions. Amir's bowled the ball. He's dropped the ball. Cost them in the first 2 games at Trent Bridge and Edgbaston. Caught well at the Oval. It's a bad start here at Lord's.
Oh, well bowled. Again, beautifully bowled. No luck, but openers are entitled to those thick edges when they face the new ball. That's nicely played. Just waited for the ball to come, Andrew Strauss did. Just play carefully, sensibly. Just hang around a bit. Get your footwork moving. Get used to the ball. Just doing a little bit off the pitch. I'm not sure it'll do too much. Played again, lovely. Let the ball come to him. Played 2 lovely shots, just touch shots. Not trying to hit it too hard. That's a way to play on here. Very good. Very good. Not very good from Pakistan again. Well, they dropped a catch. Sloppy fielding. Come on, you got the opportunity to get wickets. You're bowling first on a fresh pitch. Oh, well bowled, well left. That's what's important, is what you leave when the ball's just doing a little bit.
Yeah, England have got to 20. That's the area that England, in particular Andrew Strauss, has had problems. Just on and around the off stump, what to play and what to leave.
Oh, that's got him out before. That line, that length. He's not sure about it, isn't Andrew Strauss? You can see he's fairly tentative. He's looking to play, then thinking about not playing, and it's too late.
Yeah, and this is the first time as a captain that Strauss has, I guess, had his form questioned. He's on home ground. It's a ground that he averages 64, so he'll feel comfortable here.
Oh, well bowled, well bowled. Strauss, you lost your cool. They can't seem to go for 2 overs without trying to hit a ball for 4. No, that's not hittable. It's too wide. This kid's done really well. This is his 6th test match in about 7.5 weeks, and he's only 18.
Oh, there's still plenty of movement there for Mohamed Asif. It's a bit of a double dip, I think, that ask. Part LBW and part catch to slip. Umpire Tony Hill has had a good series, doesn't want a bar of it, nor it seems to Salman Butt.
Another good stride from Alistair Cook. A jag back down the slope. Bounce certainly saved him.
Yes, that is wonderful seam bowling. One in, one out. They used to say if you keep hitting the seam and the bowler doesn't know which way it's going, for sure the batsman won't.
It tends to be a predilection of fast bowlers that the odd ball that swings away nips the other way.
And another. Just an iota wider, that one. And arguably Cook might have left it alone, but of course the 1-2 balls ago that nips back at him is the one that makes him play at that one. That's why this guy's an artist. Nicely played by Strauss, economical. He kept his back nice and close to his body, which is important in conditions where the ball moves around, and didn't try to hit it too hard. So you feel at least if the ball does misbehave, you've got some control over yourself. Yes, just a little thin edge, surely. Oh yes, 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 the dreaded crooked finger of Billy Bowden. Now, Alistair Cook is saying to Andrew Strauss, I really don't think I hit that. I really don't. And consequently, the review is in place.
Let's see if we can pick up anything. Any sound, maybe? I think he hit his pad. The ball missed the edge by some distance.
The hotspot does show a tiny mark pad, top right of that front pad as it goes forward. So there's the gap between the bat and the ball. Will we see anything? It looks to us as if the bat clips the pad on the way through. Remember that the third umpire must see enough to convince him that he can suggest to the umpires in the middle they might change their decision.
Looked as if he just clipped his pad strap actually with his bat, and that's what made the noise. It was simultaneous to the ball going past the edge, but I think this decision is going to be overturned.
Yeah, good use of the review by Alistair Cook. He lives on. 40 minutes gone, England 25 for no wicket. It's tricky out there, by no means impossible, but it's certainly testing the technique of both the batsmen. Alistair Cook survives, he has 9. He'll be pleased to have a little more fortune go his way, particularly on the back of that 100 at the Oval. And Andrew Strauss has 10, but the weather conditions really don't look very good. Welcome back to Lords, where Pakistan won the toss, have chosen to bowl first, and at the moment England remain unbeaten. 25 for no wicket, but you can see from that cloud cover that really conditions are favouring bowling, and I don't know quite how much cricket we'll get. Good swinger from Mohammad Asif that Tony Hill says no to. Is that worth a review from Pakistan? Apparently not.
Something about it just didn't look quite right. It certainly did swing. Strauss got a little bit too far across, maybe. Did it do too much in the end? Pitched on the stumps and, well, hit in line, but just maps going down the leg side, down the slope from the nursery end. Good decision.
Well, we've now got a situation here where it's so dark that you could almost be trialling Test cricket at night. The floodlights are definitely the overriding light at the moment. This is Lords in the 21st century with the floodlights up, and there's such good drainage here, better than at any other ground in the world, that the players were able to get going at the first opportunity. Many other grounds we wouldn't be playing at all now. That'll do nicely. What a class bit of bowling from Mohammad Asif. It's been a beautiful spell, moving the ball around in the air and off the pitch. And finally he gets his man, you might say the man actually, because so often when Andrew Strauss fails, so do England.
Well, for once he's got out to a right armer instead of a left armer. He just got a little tiny inside edge there. He was trying his best to get forward, batting out of the crease, but the ball was just a bit too good. He is a real master of swing and seam, Mohamed Asif, and the first wicket goes at 31, Strauss out for 13. So another failure for Andrew Strauss, which means he now averages just 25 with the bat in this 4-test series, compared to his overall test average of 43. True, it has been a tricky late summer for opening batsmen, but Strauss has shown a certain amount of vulnerability against left-arm over fast bowlers, something that will interest the Australians, who have two of their own in Doug Bollinger and Mitchell Johnson. So it was the right arm of Mohamed Asif that did for Strauss here on his home patch, but it's been left arm over that's been the problem throughout the series, starting with the Trent Bridge Test, where he played at a wide one from Amir and was caught behind in the first innings. In the second innings he got a good delivery from Amir and was taken after a few attempts in the slip cordon. A little bit unlucky at Edgbaston to get an inside edge, again against the bowling of Amir. And then Wahab Riaz at the Oval finding extra bounce from left arm over to do Strauss in the first innings, and a good delivery from Amir again in the second innings at the Oval. So 4 times Amir taking Strauss's wicket in this series, and he had him in his sights again this afternoon when play began. Now, why does Strauss have a problem with left arm over? Well, the fact is he's set up to play right arm over generally. You can see his body position angled to try and play the right arm over bowler, and natural width from right arm over is what Strauss likes as well. He likes the ball outside the off stump. He can play his shots through the offside, the cut and the drive, whereas from the angle of left arm over, Mohamed Amir, that kind of angle cramps those type of shots, and also the ball is heading towards the stumps from that angle, and it draws Strauss into playing at balls he might otherwise leave. Here's a good example, early in his innings today, just drawn into the shot and then trying to pull his bat inside the line a little bit too late and rehearsing the shouldering of arms afterwards. And gradually he's getting the measure of Amir's line in this innings. That's a good lead from just outside the off stump, but you can see his indecision and the high class bowling as well, the quality of the bowling here. Amir, they're angling the ball in, and it's because he comes from wide of the crease that it makes it difficult to leave balls in this sort of line. You can see the ball angling towards the stumps and then swinging away and going down the slope after it pitches, and a slightly indeterminate defensive shot from Strauss. When you've been in against Amir for a few overs, you do get a better sense of his line, and that was a really good leave. But maybe Strauss can't resist still the shot outside the off stump, a little drive at ones that dangle the carrot outside the off stump. And you can see his indecision here from this graphic. The blue ones are the ones he's left alone, and the red ones are the ones he's played at from Amir. And you can see an area here just outside the off stump in the corridor where he's indecisive. Some he left alone on that line and some he played at. Against the right arm of Mohamed Asif, a slower pace, he's batting out of his crease, and you can see generally much more comfortable against the right arm of Mohamed Asif, and also a good judge of a single too. So positive batting against the right arm seamer. But just when he thought he'd done all the hard work, Asif produces an absolute peach of a delivery that just winkles between bat and pad to send Strauss on his way. Probably really didn't do an awful lot wrong there. He was, as I say, batting out of his crease, and he tries to get forward. Just a little inside edge is enough to drag the ball onto leg stump. You could be hypercritical and say he was pushing a little bit far away from his pad, but it was an amazing delivery. And there is Strauss walking off, ruefully reflecting on the twin demands of captaining England and opening the batting in these seamer-friendly conditions. Well, sometimes you just have to accept that a delivery has your name on it, but Strauss needs a score in the final innings of this series, both to reassure his team and also to keep the critics at bay. So now Jonathan Trott joins Alistair Cook in the middle.
That's a great way to get going. Jonathan Trott just eases forward and times the ball quite perfectly. You can't help but have a giggle when Mohammad Yusuf is the man giving chase. England run 4 anyway, so Trott's off and running.
Great shot. Amir getting up there, trying to swing it back into Trott, but he's just played a nice push up the ground. Started very confident in the Jonathan Trott.
Two New Zealanders together for the first time as neutrals in a test match. Billy Bowden and Tony Hill came together at 2:45. They decided it was simply too dark out there, a case of the artificial light in the form of the floodlights taking over from the natural light. Frustration for everybody. People scurried under umbrellas. Out came the hover cover, and there was a general sense of depression, not to say frustration for the players as well, all around Lords. That was it for the day. 39 for 1. Andrew Strauss, the man to have gone. Alistair Cook and Jonathan Trott played quite nicely in those awkward conditions, and Pakistan bowled with intelligence and aggression. None for 18 for Mohammad Amir, none for 4 for Wahab Riaz in that 1 over he bowled. The best of the bunch, Mohammad Asif, 6 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 7.
You see, that sort of line, if you could maintain that, and the length drawing him forward is perfect. Eventually, if you keep it in that corridor of uncertainties, somebody will nick it. But then those people in the slips have got to have better days and catch them. Oh, that is out. Don't worry about that. That is a corker of a delivery. When you see that again, when you draw the batsman forward early on, you have every chance of getting a nick in that corridor.
Yeah, this is terrific stuff from Amir. He's just come wider of the crease, angled in and taken it away from Alistair Cook. It's a belter. Simple catch for the keeper, Cameron Akmal. The perfect start for Pakistan. 3rd ball of the day. Well, Cook goes for 10, England 39 for 2. Well, Kevin Peterson walks to the creases. And in desperate need of a big score. 18 months since that last 100 for England. He gave a very honest opinion yesterday in an interview. Suggests that his confidence levels are at an all-time low. He even suggested he wasn't the man that he used to be. He's got to find some kind of rhythm and movement in his feet in the next 30 minutes, because it's going to be a real hard start. Amir and Asif, moving ball at Lords under cloudy conditions. This is going to be tough.
Now this is a big moment for both sides. Peterson's first ball. Oh, what a terrible shot. Can you believe it? He's under so much pressure. As Michael Vaughan has just said, you cannot believe you could play a shot like that.
Well, I think that shot just tells you everything, Jeffrey. Kevin Peterson's gone in confidence, mindset, thought process, trust in his game.
But Michael, this is the man that thrives on confidence. If he's lost that, then he's lost half his batting. And he's gone first ball, sadly, to an atrocious shot if you're an England supporter. And it's left England 39 for 3. Well, Mohammad Amir, he's on a hat-trick. Got a wicket with the last ball of his last over, a wicket with the first ball. I wonder if Collingwood's aware of that. Played. Dead bat.
It's a big test for Paul Collingwood. Apart from 80 at Trent Bridge, he hasn't got the scores he would have liked. All the talk has been about Alistair Cook and Kevin Peterson. As a senior player in the team, he knows that it's the position he likes playing in when the team are in a little bit of bother. Can he do it today?
Oh, that's worth a shout, I think. Yeah, they're just going to have a think about this. I'll bet they're thinking about a review. Yeah. Oh, he's doing it. I think this is a good shout. I'll be interested as they are.
Is it going over the top? The only thing. Oh, that looks very close, Jeffrey.
Definitely pad first, is that. Definitely pad first, you can see that. You know, the bat is behind the pad. It should be just in front. Shouldn't be hiding behind. Now then, I'll be interested to see where this is going. I don't think this is going over the top. Beautifully bowled. Look at that. Oh, it's pitched in line. Look, hit him in line. That's out. You're gone. You're gone. Oh, this kid has done it. He's got 3 big wickets in 7 balls this morning. What a performance. He's 18 years of age. Collingwood's gone for 0 of 3 balls, and England in real trouble now, 39 for 4. Owen Morgan. Well, what a time to come in. This is a time to make a name for yourself, though, as well, if you play well. But he is a bit of a nibbler to me outside off stump. We know he's got a great range of shot, but he's not convinced me he knows what to play and what to leave around off stump, not down there. Oh, that's a good shot. Trott's footwork yesterday and today has been brilliant, right to the pitch. That'll be a bit of a relief to the England dressing room. They've lost 3 wickets in the first 15 minutes this morning. Kevin Peterson there, he'll be a chastened man. Can't make runs, he seems to have a scrambled brain when he's batting. And Pryor at the other end is playing brilliantly. Oh, out. Simple as that. What a magic performance from this young kid. He can bowl, can't he? He's making mincemeat of England's batsmen.
Well, you're right there, Jeffrey. Amir is outstanding. We probably haven't made enough of how good this Pakistan attack are, in particular Mohammad Amir. He's 18 years old, he's playing at Lord's for the second time, and he's ripping through England's batting order.
Yes, and this morning, somebody's caught one. That's handy for Pakistan. He's got 4 wickets this morning for no runs in 10 balls. Oh, Morgan for naught. 47 for 5, England. Well, Pryor's in the best form of all the England batsmen, but this will be a test for him. Played. Good ball and well played. Didn't he look in complete control?
Got him! Good. Is it a good take? Oh, well, now, if a fielder immediately isn't sure, you'd say that there's doubt from the umpire too. Probably the umpires will make a decision themselves. Maybe they'll go to the third umpire here. If it's slowed down, usually we find that it suggests the ball hasn't carried. Umar Akmal is the substitute fielder there, who's maybe taken the catch, maybe not, Michael.
Well, he went straight to the screen, so you have to think that he's got doubt himself. And as so often happens, it's never conclusive that it's gone straight into the hands. There's always a frame that suggests that it's touched the ground first.
Yeah, I'd say that he's probably caught it, which is why he's hurt his finger, actually. If you take it on the half volley, you wouldn't hurt your finger, but there is doubt from the replay. We had the camera angles aren't conclusive. And of course that two-dimensional image is often confusing too, so Matt Pryor will get away with it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a fraught period of play. It's fraught live, and so on highlights it's happening just as fast as you could ever imagine. England's 50 comes up, but there's barely been a convincing moment. Jeez, now that is talking. That ball is near impossible to play. We've only had 5.3 overs this morning. England have lost 4 wickets for 13 runs. When Alistair Cook went, we couldn't have dreamt of what would happen. Peterson, Collingwood, Morgan, all no score. Mohammad Amir, the man who struck to such monumental effect. It's incredible to think there have only been 18 overs of this innings. The score's 52 for 5. Doesn't carry to first slip, and in the end goes through first slip for much needed boundary. It is warmer out there, which may be why the ball's swinging so much, warmer than it was an hour ago anyway, and it's forecast to get even warmer as the day goes on. Oh, that might go for 4. They may run 4 actually here. It's going to stop just inside the rope. No, just the 3 in the end. But good control again in the stroke from Pryor. In fact, these two are managing to show that you really can bat against this bowling, but you've got to be good.
That was just one little loss of concentration maybe for Trott there. It's demanding business, keeping these bowlers at bay.
Oh, beautiful. Wide of the crease. Class. Asif using the crease brilliantly, and therefore the angles are challenging to the batsman, ball after ball.
Great cricket shot. Been really impressed by Trott and Pryor. The two England's players who are in form this series, and quite interesting that they'll see this as a challenge.
That's 1,000 test runs for Jonathan Trott, coming in his 13th test, and just over a year since he made his test debut famously at the Oval with a century in the second innings against Australia, and he's becoming Mr. Reliable in England's batting order, averaging exactly 50, which just underlines his presence, his calm assurance at the crease. It's a 33rd over, and Azhar Akmal comes on, the first sign of spin in this innings. England 85 for 5. Played. Waited quite late. Bit of a Mohammad Yusuf type shot, and it's he in pursuit of it too. Just manages to keep it in play, or did he? Just left his foot behind the line there as he picked the ball up. Beautiful shot, Jonathan Trott. Caressed through the offside.
I mentioned a while ago that it had definitely got warmer here at Lord's. Now the sun's come out, and usually on this ground that helps the batsman.
Neat from Pryor, and a 50 partnership by Trott and Pryor. It's taken them 114 balls, and it's probably as hard a work as they've ever had, I should think, as a pair.
That's quite a fight back by England. Jonathan Trott has 41 and Matt Pryor has 21. They've put on 50 together, this pair, after England lost 4 wickets for just 8 runs. Pakistan have been outstanding all morning. Mohammad Amir, the leader of the attack today, with 4 for 29. A wicket there for Mohammad Asif, who went past both inside and outside edge most of the morning. We're going to take a short break with England at 97 for 5. Don't go away. Welcome back to Lord's, where that scoreboard tells the story of the day so far. England in real trouble at 97 for 5, though Jonathan Trott and Matt Pryor have put together an excellent partnership of 50. The story, though, is of Pakistan's seaman swing. They've been top class this morning, and they may well be top class again this afternoon. That's the second most convincing stroke of this Jonathan Trott innings. It's been hard to hit boundaries today. But the great thing about Trott is the footwork and the fact that he's managed to stay relaxed even though things have been difficult out there, and it means that he has cashed in on the odd scoring opportunity. That's out. Good catch by Graeme Akmal, low to his right side. Mohammad Amir has another one as he kisses the turf. It means a 5-wicket haul for the 18-year-old.
Yeah, brilliant stuff, and not only that, it's his 50th wicket in Test match cricket. The youngest ever to achieve that target. He really is impressive. It's just a little bit of a fiddle around. Yeah, Pryor won't be happy with that. Easy catch for Graeme Akmal. Just look at those scenes.
He goes onto the honours board in the visitors' dressing room. And Matt Pryor back to his own dressing room. England 102 for 6. Now Graeme Swann, the natural stroke maker, with a mighty task ahead of him in these conditions. Got him! What a good catch! 6 for Mohammad Amir.
Well, good catch from Azhar Ali. It's a loose drive from Graeme Swann. In these conditions, the ball has to be right under your nose to play the drive. It's a length delivery, 6 for Mohammad Amir. It's his career best. 2 in 3 balls.
Wow. Utter disarray for England. Nothing for Graeme Swann. England now 102 for 7. That's a glorious stroke. We haven't really seen anybody play in such a relaxed fashion. We've seen a couple of good punches from Trott and Pryor. That's a flowing effort from Broad, who does get back for the fourth. Oh, safe, no third slip. Why not? We can't answer the question, but there isn't one.
7 down England. Amir's bowling. You can't really bowl any better. Straight to hand if there'd have been a man there.
Very good run. It's also 50 for Jonathan Trott, which in the great scheme of things is quite a performance because the total's only 112.
Well, it's as good as I've seen Jonathan Trott play. He's played nicely all summer, but in these conditions, the calmness, the composure, his ability to score has been fantastic.
Well, he's tried a lot of those back foot shots, and that's the first one he's really creamed into the gap. He has this long flow of the bat, does Stuart Broad, and when he plays well, he looks a class act. Oh, good Yorker. Going down leg stump. I don't think that's going to hit. Good idea. Oh, it's all right. It's safe. It's short. He's got to keep playing shots, says Stuart Broad, but sensibly. Well, you can see how dark it's got just the last few minutes, and the lights coming on. Oh, gorgeous. Definitely went down the slope or to leg and middle, but Trott's put that away neatly.
Yeah, well played. That brings up the 50 partnership. Just good, sensible batting. Older ball. Proves that this pitch is a good one. The conditions allow. A little bit brighter. Played nicely.
You give enormous credit to the way that Stuart Broad has responded to Jonathan Trott's example. And really, with measured batting, nothing more than that. England at least staying alive in the game.
That's a poor ball. You don't have to be on 60 odd to put that away. It's a poor ball, a freebie for Jonathan Trott to smash to the boundary.
It's well judged by Broad. He didn't quite get it in the middle, but the idea was right to try and loft it over the infield. He doesn't want side Ajmal to build up undue pressure and render them scoreless.
It's a slight problem here for Pakistan. They've had a brilliant morning, got right stuck into England's batsmen, and then the last hour, the game's just going along. None of the batsmen are in any trouble. These two bowlers bowling, Wahab and Ajmal, are almost bowling the batsmen in rather than out. And they seem to be just going through a phase of assuming they're just going to get them out sometime. It's a dangerous way. If England get up to 200, there's a good chance that England's bowlers can bowl Pakistan out.
Oh, a bit of a mix-up between the running there, in fact, after the misfield, but that, again, is just well, it's in fact a literal example of Pakistan just taking their eye off the ball.
Well, it's indicative of the soporific way the cricket's gone on in the last hour. You see the misfield, nothing's happening, the ball isn't beating the bat. They're just going along, expecting a wicket.
Well played, very, very well played. That wasn't perhaps a complete half volley, but Jonathan Trott was lent into it, and the man at mid-off had been moved a little bit wider. That's a good example of manipulating the field with the minimum of fuss. 4 hours at the crease now for Jonathan Trott. The degree of difficulty may be just about to be cranked up again, though, with the reintroduction of Mohamed Amir. Hasn't bowled for an hour and 20 minutes or so, but only 4 overs in the afternoon session for their main strike force. That could be out. No, it's out of the ground. Great shot from Stuart Broad. Good bouncer from Mohamed Amir. Just a surprise bouncer with just an over to go before tea. Perhaps trying to startle Stuart Broad into a flinch, but he's pulled it over square leg for 6.
Well, it's a very good stroke. It's almost a short-arm jab. You see, you've got to get it up much higher to a tall man like Broad. It only gets up about chest high. To a smaller man, that would have been more difficult.
Well, as the players leave the field for tea, there are parallels in that scoreboard with the one that we saw as the players left the field for lunch. England lost 2 wickets for 5 runs and then recovered thanks to Jonathan Trott and Stuart Broad, who have now put on 83 between them. An awful lot of cricket left today, so England can still get themselves back into this match if that pair hang on in there. Welcome back to Lords, where we have that unusual sight of the floodlights on. The ground still under some cloud, but it's brighter than it's been at any stage during the day. Mind you, those floodlights will probably stay on, and we may well go through for a full day's play. It's Mohammad Asif who's giving the team talk to Pakistan after tea. England fighting hard here. A partnership of 83 from Jonathan Trott and Stuart Broad is serving them well. Well worth having a look at our website, 5.tv/cricket, where you get all sorts of things, not least, incidentally, Geoffrey Boycott's views on Kevin Peterson at present and a suggestion that he might benefit from a bit of county cricket in the not-too-distant future. You can also look at our shows for a whole week after they've gone to air. So, if you didn't see the last day at the Oval, for example, you still can. That's nicely timed. What a good stroke. Testimony to so much of what Trott has done in the innings. Letting the ball come to him, playing nice and tight with his hands close to his body and picking up runs when the chance is there. And more exquisite timing. And actually an awful lot of power. He's a strong guy, is Jonathan Trott. Again, superb placement, and what's more, it's now a partnership of 100 by this pair. They've doubled the score together, they've lifted the spirit of the crowd, and the sun's come out. Good 50, and what a lovely way to get there. Come on, Stuart Broad, there's more in you even than this.
Yeah, the momentum for a while now has been with England. Quite serious for Pakistan, because you see the crowd are getting behind England, runs are coming fairly quickly, and England have got themselves out of jail with good batting.
It's streaky, is it? Gonna go, no. 3 will do. Jonathan Trott moves on to 99. I like that. I like that, Stuart Broad. Only 6 overs to go before that second new ball. I don't mind him trying to use up those overs and score some runs positive. I like that approach. Jonathan Trott on 99. Double 100 against Bangladesh early in the summer. There it is! There it is, he gets there with a 5. Get the ink ready. Jonathan Trott, you're on the honours board again. And I think this is a special innings. Forget the double 100 against Bangladesh. He's had to bat in terrible batting conditions here at Lords in this game against a very good Pakistan attack, and he's got England out of a big hole.
Absolutely. 104 of 195 balls. Confidence, control and total composure from Jonathan Trott.
He's cashed in well on the back foot. For someone who's looking to get forward and takes a good stride forward when he drives the ball, he actually stands, gets up on his tiptoes and stands well to hit it on the back foot. Well, that's as good as anything he's played, if not the best of everything he's played. Stuart Broad's breaking out here. He's moved to 70.
2 overs to go before that new ball, and he's just taking full advantage. That's a tremendous cricket shot.
Oh, an authentic leg glance. And that's going to go to the boundary. That's Stuart Broad's 1,000 runs in Test match cricket for England. Oh, my goodness me. He's really clouted that. Well, that's his highest Test match score. 76 before. He's playing out of his skin.
Well, he's always had the talent. He's certainly showing he's got the temperament here. What a huge thing for England if number 9 can bat like this.
Well, 1 over with the old ball, then eventually Salman Butt, the Pakistan captain, has got to turn to the new ball. And he's got to turn to his best 2 bowlers, Asif and Amir, because 251 for 7 is a huge total by England from where they were earlier on. Oh. 150 partnership there. But England just got to carry on. Don't throw your wicket away. Don't stop playing shots. Everything's going for these 2 batsmen. So just carry on the same way. Don't change. Oh, you see, that's a man in. Played beautifully all day. He's got a century. He's relaxed. He's comfortable. He's just played a blinder there through the covers.
And it's a very good test of Pakistan, this, and of their captain Salman Butt, because he's got to remind the bowlers that this is a new ball and a chance for them to dominate. So they've got to keep their spirits up. Their shoulders have got to be strong. They've got to believe in themselves and do the simple things with the ball they did this morning that made them successful.
Straight through the gap. And 3rd slip in place. Kind of understandable, I guess, with the partnership growing to 174. Stuart Broad on 90. I always worry a little bit about tail-enders in the 90s because it's obviously not a place they're there that often. Just play exactly the same way.
That's going to be Stuart Broad's highest score in any form of cricket. Goes on to 93, beating his 91 for Leicestershire against Derbyshire. Nerves are jangling. 97. Oh, that was a nice little gimme, and there's a quick single there, so 98 now to Broad. The hair is bristling, the heart is pumping. Stuart Broad, 2 away. And chipped into the leg side, and Stuart Broad has joined the 100 club. Just stopped inside the ropes, and the celebrations are obvious. Fantastic achievement, sensational for the Broad family. Chris Broad, his father, didn't actually make 100 at Lord's. What a place to get your first Test century. What does it feel like, Michael Vaughan?
Well, this is special. Getting 100 at Lord's there's no place better than to do it here. You'd want this applause to go on forever and ever. I remember getting my first, I ran towards the nursery end and kind of wanted to just keep running and take the applause. There's one thing that will stay forever: Stuart Broad's name on the honours board. Tremendous innings. You can't speak highly enough of the position that he came to the crease. 102 for 7. Not only were we in a hole, the ball was doing plenty. He's now putting England into a huge position of strength.
Nicely played by Trott, who's still in the zone. And Pakistanis certainly aren't. It's really going horribly wrong for them now. If you think about the score, it was 102 for 7, and now it's 297 for 7. Oh, what a shot that is. Goodness me. Chris Broad, his father, would have been proud of that, and he was an opening batsman. And it brings up the 200 partnership.
Well, it's the sort of ball you dream of. You relax, full of confidence, exhilarated by getting 100 at the magic place that Lord's is. It's been a fine innings. I said when I first saw him play Test match cricket, he had the ability to make 100 or 2 for England, lots of 50s. He's had a dip in form this last 12 months, but you've seen today the stroke play. Oh, there's a shout, but I don't think so. All the LBW shouts have been more in despair and hopefulness now, that rather than you really feeling that they were worth a shout.
The impact is outside the line. As long as the batsman has played a stroke, he shouldn't be given out. It's missing the stumps anyway. The review's no good to Pakistan. Broad lives on. To an enormous cheer from this crowd at Lord's. Tony Hill gets it right again.
Oh, chance, difficult, very difficult. It's causing problems for Stuart Broad when he pitches it, because he can't read him whether he bowls him a slider, a googly that goes the other way from his normal leg spin. But that wasn't an easy catch for slip. You've got to ask the question, why didn't Imran Farhat bowl earlier? You see, he's bamboozling Broad. That's another wrong one. He's playing it to leg and it's going the other way. But why didn't he bowl in the afternoon session when they couldn't get a wicket, Pakistan?
Well, Yaz has just dropped another. 2 in 2 balls.
Oh, there's another shot. Oh, he's given him. I think he'll review this straight away. Look, I think he thinks that that's the Dusra going down and past leg stump. That was my impression, but you never know until you see Hawkeye, do you?
Oh, I don't know, maybe. Oh, Stuart Broad. That is some review. And Jeffrey picked the Dusra.
And it's still 5 hours since they've got a wicket, these Pakistanis. There will be, well, I think everything's against them now. Look at him, he's beaten the batsman, he came back, he did everything I wanted it to, and it's still not out.
And that's the end of the day's play, and what a day it's been. All that's good about Test cricket. Pakistan had a tremendous start. The young 18-year-old Amir, 4 quick wickets, 2 more after lunch, and then it's all been about Broad and Trott.
Every one of those Pakistan players has gone to both those English batsmen and shaken their hand. But what an example of batsmanship. First by Jonathan Trott in those very difficult conditions this morning, and then by Stuart Broad, who showed that with talent you can do just about anything if you really want to. 346 for 7. Trott unbeaten with 149. Stuart Broad with 125. This pair are now only 2 short of the highest partnership for the 8th wicket by any England pair ever. A quite remarkable performance. A day that nobody will forget. Mohammad Amir outstanding this morning for Pakistan, 6 for 73, 1 for 83 for Mohammad Asif, but there's really no point in dwelling on the bowling attack now, because the story is about those 2 English batsmen. Oh, there's a good way to start the day. Just the 4th ball that's bowled, and Syed Ajmal getting spin, yes, but extra bounce that will excite him. I guess it's important that this pair continue where they left off. I don't think that a score of 340 odd secures England at all, so it needs sensible batting for an hour this morning. .150 for Jonathan Trott. First ball that he's faced this morning, and very much played in the vein of so much of yesterday. What a special innings. An innings not just of great resolve, but of great technical accomplishment, and one that has dragged England out of the mire. As easy as anything else achieved in this partnership. That single changes the history books, because the highest ever 8th wicket partnership for England now belongs to Stuart Broad and Jonathan Trott. They've gone one better than Les Ames and Gubby Allen way back in 1931 on this very ground. And the partnership now worth 250, milestone after milestone for the Trott-Broad combination. Four. Wide of the man who's at sort of 5th slip, and enormous frustration this morning already for Pakistan as England press on.
Stuart Broad talked last night about how he came out with a positive intent when he first took guard yesterday, and that's a good example of how he played.
Another beauty. A little quicker from Azhar, which isn't a bad thing on this surface. And it really does go. In fact, so much so that Graeme Swann, who's watching, might be well encouraged. And he's hit it. Look at that. No one else seemed to pick it up. A drop catch. Oh, they need to be taken, Cameron.
Well, that's an authentic late cut by Trott. It'll run down there. Fielders hardly ever catch the ball. I don't think he should be bowling, Akmal. I think the leg spinner should be bowling. Last night, Imran Farhat with wrist spin gave Broad more trouble than anybody. He had him drop twice. Oh, well played. No, he played that well. He got an edge. You see, he gets right forward, doesn't punch at the ball, and so when he nicks it, it goes down. So well played, Stuart Broad.
Finally, Ajmal comes over the wicket to Stuart Broad. Different angle. Tough times for the Pakistani captain, Salman Butt. Young captain, but he's doing everything he can. He's setting some interesting fields. His bowlers are running in, hitting the deck hard. It's a flat wicket now, the sun's out, and it's good batting conditions.
Oh, I like that. That has wakened everybody up. I mean, the cricket was just going along calmly, pleasantly, nothing much happening. Then he plays a shot like Sobers and he's pumped. Shot. Now there is a classic shot by Trott. Just ease that slightly inside out. Oh, gorgeous. Oh, it's creamed that again. 150 up with an absolutely fantastic cover drive. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, very coolly received as well from Stuart Broad. Just timed. Very hard, Jeffrey, to know how to celebrate when you've never been in this position before. Doing it in a very cool fashion.
This kid can bat. He just has to convince himself that he's not a lower order player, that he could really be a quality batsman as well as a quality bowler. And again, well, Asif tempting him, then he's just creamed it again. They're wonderful shots of those by Stuart Broad.
It's probably going to be leg byes, and another record. This time, well, another milestone. 300 partnership comes up, and it's only the 12th time that two England batsmen have put together a 300-run partnership. and it's 4 and a bit years since the last one, which was Collingwood and Peterson in Adelaide. Amazing, it's almost 6 hours since Pakistan have taken a wicket.
And I think the other important thing to add is what a job it's doing on the game. I mean, effectively, this is winning the series for England.
Four runs to Trott, perhaps one of his less convincing shots, takes him to 173, but interestingly, it's made him now the leading run scorer in Test cricket in this calendar year, overtaking Sachin Tendulkar's tally. He's now got 867 runs this year.
Yes, that is it. That is it. A world record. Can you believe it? Stuart Broad and Jonathan Trott. What an achievement here at Lord's. That is the highest partnership for the 8th wicket in the history of the game. It beats Wasim Akram and Saqlain Mushtaq, who put on 313 together for Pakistan, and they've done it beneath the sunshine here from a position of hopelessness. Let's face it, I think that's how we all viewed it. And they've now given England a position of dominance. There have been almost 2,000 Test matches played since the first in 1877, and that wonderful stroke from Stuart Broad has surpassed anything that's been achieved by any 8th wicket partnership previously.
Running out of superlatives here. Another boundary through the offside. That's almost academic. He's now overtaken his dad. As far as highest scores in Test cricket go, Chris Broad made 162. It's his best effort, and Stuart's gone on to 166.
Oh, I think that's worth a shout. The umpire says no, but that looked too full to be sweeping, too much close to the pad. And now if it turned a little bit, I think he's got a problem here. They've got one review left. Now, they're not finding any way to get them out, so they might as well use it.
Pakistan have reviewed it. They have one left. Not a no ball, so we can move on. Has Stuart Broad got an inside edge? I don't think so. I think it's missed the bat, missed the glove. Ah, this is interesting. It's hit him over 2.5 metres down the pitch, but it doesn't matter. So he's going on to hit the stumps flush. That's going to be given out. Billy Bowden's decision will be overturned. Stuart Broad will be on the way back to the pavilion. There we go, he'll have to go. Stuart Broad's innings will come to an end, and what an innings it's been. A partnership of 332, and just look at this ovation. What a feeling that is. I've seen some ovations in the last 24 hours, but this is right up there. Broad goes for 169. 4-3-4 for 8 England. Going down. Not straight enough. He's gone for the Yorker. Still have one review left, Pakistan. He has reviewed it, Salman Butt.
You can see the ball swing there, it swings. Even when it hits the first pad, never mind the back pad, it's missing all the time. So they've lost their last review, and that was a silly one.
That is a lunchtime scoreboard on the third day that England supporters could barely have dreamt about. England are 445 for 8 now, with Jonathan Trott unbeaten on 183, and James Anderson has played quite nicely actually for that 6. But it's the last man, that score of 169 by Stuart Broad, that will attract so much attention. Their partnership of 332 was the 7th highest partnership by England for any wicket against any country ever. And as if we haven't flooded you with enough stats, Stuart Broad, well, that was the 2nd highest score by a number 9 in the history of Test cricket. He couldn't quite make it to the New Zealander Ian Smith's 173. What will it mean for Stuart Broad? Is this the moment that takes him forward as a Test match cricketer? Welcome back to Lord's, where there is still some blue sky, but also a bit of cloud cover rolling in that could just help England's bowlers later this afternoon. The score 445 for 8. Jonathan Trott has 183, and James Anderson, who's on strike, has 6. Out, simple as that. What lovely cricket. The perfectly pitched off-spinner from Saeed Ajmal, the ball spinning down the slope, and Yazza Hamid hanging on at slip.
All very simple. Graeme Swann will be sat on the England balcony just having a little watch of this and seeing that huge amount of spin, but more a bounce, and he's not got his foot out to the ball. He's just a little bit of a prod at the delivering. Very simple catch. Anderson goes for 6, England 4-4-6 for 9.
Oh, and that's out, caught at the wicket. And so all of a sudden England have been bowled out. Isn't it? Is it? Tony Hill, you get most things right, but even you don't seem to know. Akmal's convinced that he's caught Jonathan Trott.
Pakistan are convinced that Trott's got an outside edge on this. Yeah, I think he has.
I think he has, and I think he's out, just as it first seemed. Here we go. There we go. Jonathan Trott caught at the wicket for 184. That's a spectacular innings, not so much in the style or flourish, but in its achievement, Michael.
Yeah, and this morning Stuart Broad took a lot of the headlines. Well, it was down to this man. Jonathan Trott was the real backbone of this innings. He was the reason why we got anywhere near a total. He had to bat in the conditions when they were at the hardest. The best he's played for England. A tremendous innings.
He leaves to the second standing ovation of the day. It's every bit as warm as the first one. There's a glow around Lord's that few players are lucky enough to experience at any time in their career. We've talked so much about the history books changing. I wonder if the history books have ever recorded a scorecard quite like that. Jonathan Trott 184 and Stuart Broad 169. England 446, which means that the other 9 England players managed just 51 between them. Quite remarkable. Let's have a look at the partnership graphic, which shows us that Matt Pryor helped start to get England back on track, but that 332 by Jonathan Trott and Stuart Broad will live in all of our memory. Now, the Pakistan bowlers, you felt for them. Mohammad Amir, 28 overs, 6 maidens, 6 for 84. You felt yesterday he'd done enough to blow England away. Well, it wasn't the case. A wicket each for Mohammad Asif and for Wahab Riaz, and in the end, a couple for Saeed Ajmal. There's enough spin out there to suggest that Graeme Swann may have a decent time of it.
Well, I doubt if many of the 28,000 people present here the last 2 days would ever have witnessed such melodrama. England's first 7 wickets were blown away inside the first 39 overs of the innings, and there were more ducks than on a village pond. But Pakistan didn't take another wicket for the next 96 overs, effectively more than a day's play, as Trott and Broad compiled their record stand. So how do you explain such extremes of fortune? If we go back to yesterday morning, the clouds were heavy and Mohammad Amir was finding late devilish swing. If you get this amount of movement in your first over, you know you're going to pose the batsman problems. And with his very next delivery, he did for Alistair Cook. You can see a perfect line here and length, drawing Cook forward. He did everything he could to try and defend the ball with a straight bat, but the movement down the slope was too much for him. This is how much it moved. The red ball is the real delivery. The blue one is what it would have been like if it hadn't swung. It only moved about 4 inches, but that was enough to take the edge. Paul Collingwood suffered the same fate. The late in-swing to the right-hander, trapping him LBW, and so too Owen Morgan, doing as much as he could to defend that, but it was the late movement down the slope that took his edge. How was Jonathan Trott going to survive that? Well, the first objective was to avoid Mohammad Amir, and he didn't face him for 40 minutes play. Notice less swing by this stage, and he was able to pick balls off the stumps down to square leg. In fact, the main threat at that point was Mohammad Asif, but with the resolute block here and the old-fashioned squirt through the gully, Trott repelled him. No one could sway him from his 9.5 hours of concentration and accumulation. And what he did to Stuart Broad was he said to him, be determined, but also have positive intent. And with his 4th ball, Broad opened his account with that nice stroke through the offside. The great thing about Stuart Broad is he has a very orthodox method. You can see a straight bat standing quite still at the crease, watching it right onto the blade. He has good balance and timing and a sort of uncomplicated approach to anything outside the off stump. A nice, simple method, watching the ball carefully, and with skill and enterprise, it was he and Trott who stole the initiative and turned the innings on its head. Well, what a remarkable batting recovery by England, converting a possible losing situation into a potential winning one. Now can Broad and the rest of the attack capitalise with the ball?
It's quite simple, isn't it? Lovely ball from Stuart Broad, right in that corridor of uncertainty, just offered to go down the slope at Lord's, and a simple catch.
You say corridor of uncertainty. Nothing was more certain than that after the morning he's had with the bat, Stuart Broad was going to do something with the ball. And he just had to put it down there somewhere near, and Graeme Swann did the rest at second slip. Lovely delivery from Broad to get rid of Yazir Hamid. And what a start for England. 9 for 1 Pakistan.
Bowled. A little bit of bounce as well as movement down the slope. Oh, bowled again. Not sure he totally played at that, but no, he's got a bit of rhythm and he's got a bit of pace. He's up to 88 miles an hour. Oh, beautifully bowled, Jimmy Anderson. Oh, he can bowl. That's what happens when you let people off the hook. You have 6-7 hours in the field, you can't get England's batsmen out, and then when you bat on a flat pitch, lovely sunny day, you think you're going to get runs just like Trott and Broad, and you don't.
That was a little bit fuller, and it just drew Farhat out of position. He was trying to drive with no footwork and a little tiny edge. Agony for the Pakistan opener. He's gone for 6, and now it's 9 for 2.
Now this guy coming in can really bat. We saw just a little bit of him at the Oval. Last time he batted here at Lord's in 2006, he made a double century. But England got the tails up, everything going great for them. They've got the new ball in the hand. This will be a test of his ability, his technique, and his courage. Oh, well bowled, well played, good cricket. Oh, well bowled, well bowled. Just got his feet wrong, a little inside edge. This is when you've got to get him early. That's out. Don't worry about that. It won't get in with that. That's a full-length delivery by Broad. Remember, he was done at the Oval second innings by a full Yorker, and they've done it again.
Fantastic execution, and in fact it was an absolute beauty because it just went down the slope a touch as well. Too good for even a master batsman like Yusuf, and that's a huge wicket for England because he would have been the anchor, he would have been the man that would have seen Pakistan probably towards the follow-on figure, and he's gone for a duck. Incredible bowling by Broad.
Oh, good shot. Azhar Ali, lovely drive.
Just short. Stephen Finn will feel right at home here. It's his home ground and he's got lots of confidence, lots of wickets for Middlesex. Yeah, shot captain. Very nicely played through the offside. It's right up there to drive, but he hadn't tried to hit it too hard. That's a better shot. Very convincing. Finn just dropping short.
Swann dons the sunglasses for his first over, 44 for 3 in the 19th over of the innings. He invariably gets a wicket with it, especially against left-handers, and what a delivery that is to start with as well. Well, that's going to give both the England fielders and Swann himself lots of excitement and expectancy. Look how it turns from straight. In fact, he was unlucky, he didn't clean bowl him. Oh, and again, goodness me, that's more spin than Syed Ajmal got in the entire innings. Swann, who has a reputation as one of the biggest finger spinners in the world game, spins it more than anybody, and you can see from that he does. What is that? Oh, it's just fallen short. It's all happening in Swann's first over, everything but a wicket.
He's trying to turn it to leg, it just goes straight on, really.
That old scoreboard tells a grim story for Pakistan at tea. That was tough cricket going into the break. We had 6 overs where just 2 runs were scored, as Salman Butt, who has 26, and Azhar Ali, who has 10, fought hard against England. But the difference, 400. Look at that, trailing by 400. And there's still 45 overs left today. It'll be tough work for Pakistan after the break. Welcome back once more to Lord's for the final session of play on the 3rd day here. Lovely conditions. Salman Butt playing well for Pakistan, who are 46 for 3 though. In trouble, still 400 behind England. There's been a hint of spin out there for Graeme Swann, who will continue now after the tea break. Oh, would you believe it? Would you believe it? 27 times now Graeme Swann has struck straight after a break or at the start of a new spell. Salman Butt simply doesn't believe it himself. Some flight and some spin, and he's not going anywhere. Now, what's happened?
Well, he's probably stood there wondering how he missed it for a start, and if he missed it, did the wicketkeeper's gloves knock the bails off?
Perhaps the umpires will get the 3rd umpire to have a look at this replay. Oh no, Salman, you're bold, matey, off stump. And the Pakistan captain has to go. First ball after the tea break.
Well, that's a big wicket again. 26, he was playing quite nicely, and it's 46 for 4 now.
There's a biggie, a real biggie. That is a huge boundary down there. And even though it didn't quite go for 6, well, what's the way to describe it? Umar Akmal sort of threw himself at it.
Oh, that's out. Don't worry about it. That's out. It's simple as that. If you can't play the turning ball defensively with 3 or 4 men round the bat, then you have to attack.
Well, the problem for Pakistan is that there's pace in the pitch and there's a bit of bounce. We saw it when Syed Ajmal bowled earlier. Now we're seeing it with Graeme Swann, who actually gets more revolutions on it than Ajmal. Terrific stuff from Swann. Azhar goes for 10, it's 53 for 5. That's fine bowling, really is. Got pace to it, it's got the perfect length. I think that is the key. That's a ripper. That's one of those moments that everybody here will remember for a long time. That is a corker of a Yorker.
It is. Great line and length. Akmal's brother's been up to him and trying to encourage him, and then he's finished him off with a great Yorker. Yeah, he'd probably say he didn't see it very well and all that. Well, he didn't see it because it was such a good delivery. And he's gone for 6, and they're even in worse trouble, Pakistan. 57 for 6.
We're having another look at the wicket of Umar Akmal, mainly because of the way that he stood there, clearly disgruntled by something. The fact is, he's struggling to pick up Steve Finn, whose high action is a confusion above the sight screen at the nursery end of the ground. There is that disturbance to the board above the screen itself. The umpires had a look at it. There was quite a long discussion about this. I should think, 5 minutes of discussion that happened about 20 minutes ago now. And in the end, they did get some of the spectators just to the top right corner of the screen there to move from the front row of the seats, and in the end they seem to get things settled. There are the stewards doing their bit, but it clearly didn't make much difference to the Pakistan batsmen because the rot had set in and it was to continue. Oh, LBW. LBW. Whoa, I wonder if England will review this, because that has not pitched outside leg stump because it's a full toss.
Yeah, they've reviewed it.
Oh dear. It's very cruel, this, for Mohamed Amir, because he simply didn't pick that ball up. Finn's enormous height, he's 6'8", wins him an LBW. It's winning the crowd over, it's hurting Pakistan something terrible.
He's gone for naught, he's only lasted 2 balls, and Pakistan now are 57 for 7.
What an amazing little period of play since tea. Only 11 runs scored while 3 wickets have fallen. Pakistan cannot pick up Steve Finn bowling from the nursery end. That's why Umar Akmal stood there in shock, and Mohamed Amir the same. England all over Pakistan here. I can't ever remember seeing a cricket match that has turned so dramatically one way and the other and then back again. Oh, he dropped it! Not a difficult one to a fielder as good as Paul Collingwood. It's so unusual to see him spill them. Gosh, Cameron Akmal it was.
Oh, that's a good answer to the full ball. Right, straight back from where it came from, down the ground. I'll tell you what, it's good to see. Cameron Akmal's walked straight off. Didn't even wait for Tony Hill to put his finger up. It's good to see.
Really good bowling by Finn, just dragging his length back a little bit there, causing the batsman just to push forward and reach for the ball. Maybe a little bit of late old ball swing there, just down the slope. And interesting, their 8th wicket stand, Pakistan, just 13. England's was 332. That's the difference between the teams. 70 for 8, Pakistan.
That's out. Now, will Pakistan review? I think they will. There goes a review straight away. Graeme Swann's adamant it's out.
See if there's any bat involved here. That'll be the only thing that saves Wahab Riaz. There's no inside edge. Let's just check that it pitched on the stumps. It did, and it hit him right on the roll of the pads and would just have clipped the top of the stumps. So the umpire's decision will be upheld.
There it is. Wahab Riaz will have to go for 2. 74 for 9. Well, there we go. What a simple dismissal that is. Just a nice little prod back to Graeme Swann. It's the 17th wicket for the series for Graeme Swann. It's all out 74 for Pakistan. Oh, what a poor effort that is.
It's an extraordinary capitulation, really, and I think that last wicket sums it up. It was tame, it was limp, it was totally defeatist. It means Pakistan are all out, 372 behind. They really do look like lambs to the slaughter the way they've batted, and it seems they're the type of team that once they're on the slippery slope, they can't claw their way back.
Andrew Shah surely will enforce the follow-on.
And indeed he has, and Pakistan won't be looking forward to batting again, not after that shocking collapse. 2:13 was the time of the first wicket, and they were bowled out by 4:56, just moments before 5 o'clock. An extraordinarily poor performance from a side who suffered badly because of the big partnership. I think it hurt them and they weren't able to come back from it. 74 is the total. Salman Butt played okay for that 26, but there's nobody else to speak of there. England were very good with the ball. Anderson had just the 1 wicket. Broad had a couple. Steve Finn 3. Graeme Swann the very best of them. 8 overs, 3 maidens, 4 for 12, getting it to rip and to bounce and causing all sorts of problems. In fact, Pakistan lost 7 wickets for 28 in 11 overs after tea. That kind of sums up the Malays.
Oh, what sort of shot is that? Well, that just gives you an idea of how mentally shot the young Pakistani batsmen are. Oh, that's out. What a stupid shot. You've just got bowled out for 74. You're looking for people with grit and determination and mental courage to stick in, show some fight, and Imran Farhat tries to pull the new ball.
It's not that he doesn't have talent, but he finds it very hard to adapt to that new ball. He's gone for 5, it's 7 for 1.
Oh, that's a good ball, is that? My goodness me. You have to follow on and face one like that that goes down the slope.
Big shouts, close. There it is, the finger goes up. Will Yasir Hamid review this?
I don't think so. I just don't believe that a batsman who shuffles across his crease doesn't know that he's out LBW to a full ball like that. Oh dear. Whichever way we look at it, whatever bit of technology we use, that is out LBW. Yazza Hamid has to go. This pain, and that's what it is, this real pain for Pakistan continues. He goes for 3, 9 for 2 in their second innings following on now.
Mohamed Yusuf to the crease. And the dreaded pair at Lords. He only got a 0 only 3 or 4 hours ago. Facing Jimmy Anderson on the top of his game. Oh, that's hit him hard. Sharp bounce from Jimmy Anderson off a good length. You could see what Stephen Finn was trying to do. That full delivery again, but Mohamed Yusuf was alive to it in this innings. Crisp. Again, it's full from Finn. I like that. I like the way he's trying to bring the batsman forward, but it's just the answer from Salman. But
that's a great delivery. Salman Butt's trying to look philosophical about it and walk away from his stumps, but even a barn door he couldn't have hit that with. That's close, that's pad first. Now he's given him out, yes. Tony Hill tends to get them right. There'll probably be a review of this. And it'll be interesting to see if the ball turned enough to threaten the stumps. They've taken the review. It's marginal, actually, just hitting the pad first. Pitch is on, very low bounce, and hits middle. 4 in 4, Swann v Salman Butt, you're a goner.
Well, it just shows that you shouldn't hide the bat behind the pad. You've got to play with the bat just in front of the pad, and he's gone for 21, and they're in trouble again, Pakistan, 41 for 3.
That could be out. Yusuf's out, gone. Caught deep square leg off Stephen Finn. The light fading a little bit, but it looked as if the batsman picked it up okay, and he's out twice in a day for just 10 runs. A big star of the Pakistan batting order.
If you just watch this, he just hits it up in there, just helps it round. He doesn't really hit it. Picks the man out. Nice catch by Trott. England jubilant, but it's Yusuf. He just stood there. Oh, mortified, in fact. Well, he's made 10, and they're 41 for 4, Pakistan.
And then the rain got heavier, the players were taken from the field, and that was that for the day, as if it wasn't bad.
Newspaper. There are allegations against the Pakistan team
for spot fixing and for the wider accusation, indeed, potentially of match fixing. It's very dramatic stuff. It applies to things that have happened here at Lord's during this game, most specifically to the setup of no balls and then betting on those no balls. And of course, the Pakistan players, by definition, are involved in that. So let's begin by showing you a couple of the no balls that have been featured in the newspaper. First up is one by the young fast bowler, the 18-year-old Mohammad Amir. This is the first ball of the third over on Thursday morning, the first day of the game. Remember, Salman Butt, the Pakistan captain, had won the toss. He'd chosen to bowl first. Mohammad Amir and Mohammad Asif are the men using the new ball, and it's the first ball of the third over, an absolutely massive no ball. I mean, in these days of one-day cricket where bowlers are so disciplined, it's a surprise to see a bowler over the line that far. The second of them is the sixth ball of the 10th over on Thursday morning, bowled by Mohammad Asif. Not such a big no ball, but apparently these were picked out as specifics, and they've appeared as such, and they're exactly what we're talking about. We now turn to the third no ball, bowled by Mohammad Amir on Friday, the third ball of the third over, and another quite big no ball there. I mean, bigger than you would expect an international bowler to be a part of. And those three no balls were bowled at exactly the moments that Mazhar Majid predicted they would be, according to the allegations in the newspaper. We've got Geoffrey Boycott and Michael Vaughan with me on what is undeniably a very sad morning for the game, Michael.
Well, I'm annoyed by this. It really astonishes me that it's reared its ugly head once again. It's something that no one wants to see in the game. The England team are playing their utmost to go on and win the series, playing some good cricket, and then we read the revelations overnight. You know, it's hard to put into words exactly how I'm feeling. I just look at the games in Sydney against Australia, which has been talked about. You know, young bowlers bowling no balls. You know, at the home of cricket, I just feel very saddened by it all.
All of these are allegations at present, Geoffrey. You're heartbroken by the fact there's talented 18-year-olds involved, aren't you?
Well, I think so, but he's got to be drawn in by the senior players. You can't expect an 18-year-old to get into this unless other people are involved. I think the best thing, the good thing that's come out of it, and there isn't much, is the fact that it's all seen on television. We've got pictures of it, all the money laid out, £150,000. We've got the tape recordings. The police are interviewing him. And maybe now, you know, all the whisperings, we've all thought that it's been going on a little bit, but no proof. Lots of whisperings. We talked about maybe certain people have been doing it, but you can't prove it. But now it's all out there. And I would expect once the police have interviewed him and really got stuck into him in the questioning, we really get something will happen later on today with the players of the Pakistan team.
The Pakistan team arrived here at Lord's very late, not until around about 10 o'clock. They're going to play, apparently, but they haven't emerged to practice. They're away up in a dressing room in the main pavilion up there, and they're just sitting there waiting for the start of the match. What's going to happen here this morning? There's not going to be a good reception for them, is there?
Well, you'd think there's going to be a lot of boos, and rightfully so. I mean, if I'm a cricket supporter arriving at Lord's, reading those allegations, you know, I'm not going to give them a warm reception. I'll be clapping the England team, but not for Pakistan.
Is there any way that we can look at Pakistan cricket with a kind eye at the moment?
No, and we all want to. You know, the floods that are going on in their country, they're not allowed to play international cricket because of terrorism. We've all been sympathetic towards them. Look at Yorkshire, where I come from. We've had a test match. Australia versus Pakistan, we lost money on it. There's nobody there, but we wanted to give them the opportunity to play test cricket. Same at Lord's, they had a test match here.
All right. I think it's worth reading out this statement that's just been released this morning, and we're trying to bring you events as they materialise. Now, this is from the ICC. The International Cricket Council, the England and Wales Cricket Board and the Pakistan Cricket Board have been informed by the Metropolitan Police that a 35-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of conspiracy to defraud bookmakers. Okay. The Metropolitan Police have informed the ICC, ECB and PCB that their investigations continue, and ICC, ECB and PCB, with the involvement of the ICC Anti-Corruption and Security Unit, are now fully assisting those inquiries. No player nor team official has been arrested in relation to this incident, and the fourth Empire Test match will continue as scheduled today. As this is now a subject for a police investigation, neither ICC, ECB, PCB nor the ground authority, the MCC, will make any further comment, and nor
for the moment will we? Let's turn to the cricket.
And let's begin by reminding ourselves where we are in the match. England made 446. Pakistan then bowled out for 74, were asked to follow on by Andrew Strauss. They're 41 for 4 in their second innings, still a deficit of 331. It's a strange old atmosphere around Lords, unsurprisingly, as the umpires Billy Bowden and Tony Hill make their way to the middle. They're followed by Andrew Strauss and England timing.
Well, I feel a little bit sorry for the England team, actually, because now that all these allegations have come out, it slightly makes them question what they've achieved in this series. They've given wholehearted commitment to it, and now some of their efforts will be devalued.
Here are the Pakistan batsmen, Azhar Ali and Umar Akmal, and there's applause for them. That's interesting in itself. Some boos there too, but I do think that those ripples of applause are sort of rather overriding the boos. So some support for their cricket playing at least. Now Steve Finn will bowl the first ball of the day to Umar Akmal. And he's away. And it's a great relief that we've got the cricket itself going.
Swann, I think, will get some real response from this pitch. He posed problems for both left hand and right hand yesterday, and he loves bowling at this pavilion end with the help of the slope.
Nicely bowled and nicely done by Matt Pryor, who likes it and wants it, and Billy Bowden doesn't want a bar of it. I don't think Bowden's even going to go to the third umpire, is he? Great bowling.
It was great bowling, and it's interesting there, Azhar Ali was playing for the spin. It's done for him a couple of times in this series through the gate, and I think this one just went straight on. Stayed up the slope, no edge, and no third umpire either, I think, required. His foot was grounded.
Good stroke. Nice big stride forward by Azhar Ali. There is, of course, what's the word? A sense of sympathy for England here too. That'd be a very anticlimactic morning for them. And I won't be surprised if Pakistan just throw off the shackles and play a few strokes and find life a bit easier. Decent shout, but I suspect that Akmal is outside the line.
Glorious bowling by Swann already in this over, one that's gone past the outside edge and then beautifully flighted and drawing the batsman forward and finding the gap. So, certainly worth a shout. Hawkeye actually suggests that did hit him in line, but the ball was missing in the end. Degree of turn that Swann gets accentuated there by Hawkeye.
4. You can say for certain that Umar Akmal is a good stroke maker. Good timing. Runs away so quickly down the hill that a sprawling fielder does stop it. Owen Morgan, who I guess knows that slope better than most as he plays here for Middlesex, does very well. Great stroke, what footwork. Just in this brief period this morning, we've seen the best of Umar Akmal, the man who impressed so much with his first Test match 100 in New Zealand just prior to Christmas last year. Made 100 in Dunedin, then he came to Australia and made a few 50s there, and everybody thought he was the next great thing for Pakistan cricket. He hasn't been so here in England, but that sort of a stroke is why he just might be. Bowled, well bowled, Graeme Swann. He doesn't lose many battles these days. He got Azhar Ali with one that turned and bounced in the first innings. Now he's done him the other way.
And that's why Swann is such a brilliant bowler, because the batsman just doesn't know which way the ball is going to end up. He bowled him out through the gate at Edgbaston, this batsman Azhar Ali, driving, This time he's expecting the ball to come in and it just stays up the slope. That's a fantastic delivery. That would have got a lot of players out. No disgrace really to be bowled by that. Azhar 12, and now Pakistan's second innings in ruins at 63 for 5.
And note those relatively low-key celebrations by England. We've got plenty more from Lords after the break. Welcome back to Lords on this difficult, not to say dramatic day, where it's hard to focus on the cricket, but we can look at that card and focus on the fact that Azhar Ali is gone, bowled by Graeme Swann. Umar Akmal is out there with his brother Graeme Akmal, and Pakistan are 63 for 5. Oh gosh, what a delivery that is. First up for Graeme Akmal. That did rip. That's out. What a beauty. In-swinger from Anderson that held its line off the pitch.
He seemed to sort of doubt whether he'd actually hit that, and he waited for a moment. He's had a terrible series with the bat, Graeme Akmal. Yes, it just went down the slope. He was playing for the ball to come in, and a little edge to Pryor, and more celebrations this time from England, but there's a noticeable lack of real excitement around the bat. It's almost as if they're expecting the wickets to fall quickly, and they are too. 64 for 6 now.
This could be pretty awkward for Amir, the left-hander. There's quite a bit of rough outside the off-stump from the bowler's footmarks. Right arm over the wicket bowlers. Yep, there you are. He turns straight away. There's enough rough there for any good finger spinner, and he does spin it. There's no doubt about that, Swann. He's in good form as well, and they'll just collapse this morning, Pakistan. I mean, there'll be so much going on in the head, wondering what's going to happen to him with the police investigation. I mean, I just think they'll collapse.
Well, it's a disappointing end for Amir, and a sad moment for him really with the bat, because that's a pair in this match. 7 balls he's lasted, having fought really hard in earlier games, and he has his head bowed as he walks off. Pakistan 65 for 7. Great shot from Umar Akmal, and this is why Pakistan are so important to the world game, because they have such exciting, dynamic players who can play shots like that.
And he's got to keep playing shots sensibly, constructively, not every ball, because he has a great talent. Look at this. This is as good a back foot shot as anybody you've seen in this match.
And that's an easy wicket in the end to Graeme Swann. He's gone for the big one, and he's paid the penalty.
And that's the problem with tail-enders, that they play 2 or 3 balls and they think they're a batsman, and then they start playing shots like a batsman and a hole out stupidly. There's that kid at the other end, Akmal, playing really well. Well, they just look as if they want to finish. Well, that's straightforward, isn't it, by Kevin Peterson? I mean, just giving a wicket away there. He's lasted 10 balls, made naught, and 73 for 8 now.
Swann's 50th wicket in this calendar year too. Well bowled to him. Side Ajmal on strike now, the number 10, who can bat. And Anderson will be targeting his stumps, I should think. He made a 50 at Edgbaston.
Oh my. That's a baseball shot. Bit of feed movement and a flat-padded whack through mid-wicket. Great fielding by Peterson on the edge there.
Well, I don't mind Akmal playing shots as long as he picks the relevant ball, because I've seen him play shots and he is very good at it. Whether this is a 4, we'll just find out. Oh, it's a 4, that. It's what's on the banners, the advertising banners. Good effort, Kevin, but it won't count. Yeah, his feet's there. But there's 2 men out, sir. Umar Akmal's just got to be sensible about it. He hits the ball hard. He's got a wide range of shots. I don't see why he should give it away just because wickets are going down at the other end.
Oh! Big spin from Swann. Dangerous shot to play is the cut shot to an off spinner.
Oh.
Well, he's decided to get ready for the one-dayers early. It's in the slot, and he's a talented player, Umar Akmal. He's got all the shots. It's just whether he plays them at the right time. But in this instance, I like it. Just have a go.
Go, go, go!
Oh, hit him! Hit him! Yes, he's gone! Great stuff from Stuart Broad. Runs wickets. And now a run out to go with it.
Well, what was the point of that? Absolutely stupid. I mean, it's just ridiculous. The cricket this morning has been poor, except for Umar Akmal. I mean, this is a suicide run. Look, if he hits, he hasn't even bothered to review it. Look, he's just kept on running there into the pavilion. He's made 8 of 17 balls, and now Pakistan 97 for 9.
Here's a shot. Leg out of the way, smack it over extra. Brings the 100 up, Jeffrey.
Well, it's about time too, and I mean, first thing is they didn't make 100 on this pretty good pitch, but this kid has got such great hand-eye coordination.
This could be the match. It's a hard chance for Alice to come running back. No! Always going away from him.
It just gets a bit too far under it. He run well. Never really got to any position. Now, there's a few people on the boundary here, so Akmal's got to be careful. Oh, crikey, he's gone. I think that's 6. I think he's hit that pretty clean. Yep, don't worry about that. When he hits them clean, and he's hit it right between long off and long on, who are about 70 yards apart. There's a big gap there. He enjoyed that. Oh.
That, Jeffrey, is the shot of the day.
Oh, he's hit that as well. Oh, he does hit him. I tell you, and high coordination. That's his 50. He's only been in 40 balls. Yeah, everybody's clapping him, and quite rightly too. He's played very well indeed. That's why I don't want him to give it away. He can strike the ball with a range of shots that not everybody has.
In the meantime, and with England on the brink of victory, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll see the conclusion of the cricket, and we'll reflect on an extraordinary day here at Lord's. Welcome back to Lord's. That place, the pub, the media centre, is a busy old place today. 121 for 9. Umar Akmal, playing plenty of strokes, has 55, and Mohammad Asif is hanging on with him with just a single. Animated applause around the ground as Andrew Strauss brings Stuart Broad into the attack. His efforts in this match have been much appreciated. England need just 1 wicket for victory now.
Well, we've got 1 slip and everybody else spread out. Oh. That's a good shot. That's 4. Don't worry about that. That's a little loose there. He's enjoying himself, is Akmal. He just gives this a rare old clout, doesn't he? There's no technique here, just smack it. Oh, he's hit that. Now, has that gone out of the ground or up in the air for a catch? Nope. You can catch it in the crowd if you want. 6 more. When he hits them, they stay hit. Akmal's gone up to 66 now of 60 balls. At least there's some nice entertainment for the people who've paid a lot of money to watch and are only going to get a bit of cricket today.
Good point.
Now he needs a single. Oh, he's got 4 instead. Well, he's the only batsman that's giving Swann some hokey pokey. He really is cracking him around. He's had great figures first innings and this second innings until Akmal's come on the scene. Oh, he's hit that hard. He might as well run for that. That was difficult, Kevin Peterson there, he really walloped that. He got down on the full toss and really smacked it. And he's got his single and the bowling again. That's a few. That's going quick. Authentic leg glance. Yep, 4. Broad had the right idea to bowl wide down leg side and full because it's hard to play those, but he just didn't get it wide enough. And Akmal played a really good shot. He's 75 now. He's making the bowling look easy.
Well, he's playing with absolutely no care in the world. I mean, there's nothing to lose with anything that he does. And that's a remarkably privileged way to play a test match innings.
Wasn't that a good shot? Oh, that's a 50 stand. Asif's got 1 of 6 balls. That's all he's faced. 6 balls. Well played, Akmal. He's such a clean striker of the ball. That's the thing. Oh, finally England have got the chance. A full over at number 11, Mohammad Asif. Oh, there's no need for that. Goodness gracious me. Everything was going well. I mean, are they going to review that, Pakistan? They're bound to. They've got a review left. Yeah, they've reviewed that.
But England seemed very sure about it. Inside edge onto foot, up in the air by the look of it. This could well be the end of the test match. Let's have another look at this angle. That's the end of the test match. That is out, caught at slip. There we go. That finger signals the end of the 4th test match. England take the series by 3-1. There have been 21 test match series between these sides, and conceivably this one will be the most remembered, and not necessarily for all the right reasons. There's been some excellent cricket from England. Graeme Swann has his 9th 5-wicket haul in test match cricket to be proud of today. 5 for 62 he finishes with. Andrew Strauss will be delighted with the way that his team responded to being beaten at the Oval. And although Swann has a smile on his face, it's very clear that other England players are unable to see the lighter side of the moment. They're pleased to have won, but they're shattered by the allegations that stand overnight. Nine in the match for Graeme Swann. He will go on the honours board, of course. Stuart Broad is just behind him. It'll be a close contest to see who the man of the match is. Jonathan Trott, Stuart Broad or Graeme Swann, they're all candidates. They leave the field together now, up those famous steps. Isn't it extraordinary that the allegations have come during a match here, at the very soul of the game, Lord's Cricket Ground. And the Pakistan card shows one area of resistance. Slap bang in the middle of that list is Umar Akmal, a massively talented right-handed stroke player who was unbeaten with 79. Pakistan bowled out for 147. England just too good for them. James Anderson was superb yesterday and today, swinging the ball in and out and causing problems for everybody. 13 overs, 4 maidens, 2 for 35. There was another wicket for Stuart Broad and that run out, of course. What a match he's had. 1 for Steve Finn. And Graeme Swann finishes with 13 overs and 5 balls, 1 maiden, 5 for 62. There are the facts and figures. England 446, Pakistan 74 and 147. England win it by an innings and 225 runs, and they take the series by 3-1. And Stuart Broad has been chosen as man of the match and is with me now. What an extraordinary morning for you in so many ways.
Yeah, and I think we can take great credit as a team of the professional attitude we took and the ruthlessness we showed to get these final 6 wickets. I mean, It would be very easy to get distracted, but I think the way we fought and got those wickets, at the end of the day, it's a Test match victory that we're very proud of, and a series win that we fought hard for.
You must be particularly proud of your own efforts in this match.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I was delighted to get my first 100, and I think the position the team were in, it made it more valuable, and the way sort of Trotty helped me through that was fantastic, and then the runs on the board proved vital. And I think when we got the ball in our hands, we were very disciplined in the lengths we hit. We were a little bit fuller than we normally are, which with the conditions we had here at Lord's really proved dividends for us.
I hate having to ask you this, but I feel I must. Because of what's happened overnight, is any of the gloss taken off your own show?
Certainly not within the four walls of the changing room, and I think we're all very proud of the efforts we've put in over the last 4 or 5 weeks. We've had times in the series where it's been very tricky to play, times where it's gone our way, and I think each player's put their hand up at a different time and performed. And I don't think what happened overnight is going to affect how we've played. I mean, certainly we played fantastically in this test, particularly here at Lord's. To be 100 for 7 and win by an innings is something very special, and no one can take that away from us.
One last question about you. This last 2 or 3 weeks of your life has been an extraordinary roller coaster. Do you think it is the making of Stuart Broad, the Test match cricketer and the man?
Oh, well, I mean, hopefully. I mean, certainly as, from the batting point of view, to have kicked on to get 100 and then to have kicked on to get sort of 160 odd was really pleasing for me, because it means I can do that in the future. It gives me the confidence. I found a tempo out there that I really found batting really enjoyable, and I think if I can continue that with games to come, use it as a stepping stone for the future, I think I can certainly move up that order.
And now let's turn our attention to the presentation ceremony, which is usually held out on the field and has a razzle and dazzle to it at the end of a series. Not this one. This was almost covert. Apparently it was held in the long room for security reasons. The atmosphere was most odd. People shuffled around. Here's Stuart Broad receiving that Man of the Match award. As I say, people shuffling about, not knowing what to say to each other. John Barclay is the MCC president with the champagne there, and the applause is for Jonathan Trott, who comes forward as the player of the series on England's side. And watch this one. Mohammad Amir, chosen as the player of the series on Pakistan's side, receives it from Giles Clarke, the chairman of the ECB. No handshake, no eye contact. And now Andrew Strauss to receive the N-Power Trophy in this understated fashion. Odd old ceremony.
And the England captain is with me now. Andrew, what are your emotions?
I think pretty sombre, really, if I'm honest. Look, it was an outstanding Test match from us. You know, some really top-draw personal performances from Broad and Trott in particular, and the way the bowlers bowled Pakistan out. But you know, waking up this morning, it's hard to think too much about those positive performances, and I suppose it's the allegations out there taking the gloss off the series win.
Do you fear for the game because of them?
Well, look, you know, we can't talk about them too specifically because we don't know if they're true or not at this stage, but I fear for the game every time it's in the news for the wrong reasons, and you know, in some ways these sort of allegations are the worst reasons for it to be in the news. And you know, we clearly, as the game's got a responsibility to iron this out very quickly if it is happening.
What did you say to your players before play?
I just said that very much we had a responsibility to the game of cricket, and to more specifically Trotty and Stuart Broad to make sure we finish this job off, and you know, I think the guys did that very well today.
And finally, on this subject, these are very specific instances that have been highlighted and the allegations made about during this match, but in the wider picture now of the World Game, do you look back at matches you've played and wonder about them?
I think right at the moment it's hard not to be honest with you, but you know, I very much hope that a lot of the things that have been talked about and said are proved incorrect, because you know, when you train as hard as you do and prepare as hard as you do for Test matches, you really want it to be a level playing field, and if it hasn't been in the past, that's particularly disturbing.
All right, let's lift things a moment and talk about the quality of those performances, and particularly of the two players you just mentioned.
Yeah, well, I think that partnership between Stuart Broad and Jonathan Trott was probably the best partnership I've seen from an England team. You know, to wrestle the initiative away from Pakistan, who were all over us at that stage, and to get hungry enough to keep going, even when they got us out of trouble, was absolutely outstanding. You know, it probably knocked the stuffing out of the Pakistan team, and the bowlers followed it up really well. So, you know, an incredible performance. And you know, for those of us who've been playing for England for a while, you know, the quality of that batting really blew us away.
And the fact is, you've beaten a Test match team 3-1 in a series in which you've had some real highs.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been some outstanding performances and 3 very convincing Test match victories, 1 loss. I think we've got to be pretty happy with that. Not everything's 100% rosy at the moment. I think our batting could and should be a bit better than it has been, but you know, I very, very much like the fight we've showed. You know, we've had to come back from some pretty tough circumstances in pretty much all the Test matches. We've done that well, and we've thoroughly deserved our victory.
Andrew Strauss, I think, reflecting the thoughts and feelings of many people in and around Lord's today. Have a look at the margins of victory for England throughout this series. They won by 354 runs at Trent Bridge, by 9 wickets at Edgbaston, by an innings and 225 at Lord's. Those are huge wins. And then Pakistan, credit to them for the way they bounced back at the Oval to keep the series alive, where they won by 4 wickets. Now, for an objective view on the extraordinary things that we've heard today, we've turned to Khalid Hussain, who is the editor of The News, the biggest English language paper in Pakistan.
Do you think this might focus minds now to try to get to the root of the problem?
I hope so. I hope so. It's time. It's time that they do it because it's been happening for too long, and for the better interest of the game, and especially for Pakistan cricket, they'll have to do something about it.
I don't get the impression from you that there's any defence to be had or any other side to the story to be told.
The thing is, for the moment, like they said at the press conference, that these are allegations. But you can see from the body language that there's something wrong. Because if somebody alleges that I have taken money and I haven't, I would be very aggressive and I would be angry. How could they do it? But the thing is, today at the press conference, the body language was as if something is wrong, and probably in the next couple of days we'll know.
So to sum up, would you say that the people of Pakistan would be very down on their cricket team right now?
They are. Like right now, it's a case of really bad timing with all the floods and everything, and now this it's a major disaster because cricket is followed like religion in Pakistan, and if such a thing comes out and it's proven, it would be damning. Yeah.
If we add this to the fact that international cricket can't be played in Pakistan because of the threats of terrorism at the moment, what do you see as the immediate future for Pakistan cricket?
Pretty bleak. The thing is, already Pakistan cricket is down in the dumps with no international activity going on there. And plus, if you say that 7 of the players, if they are proven guilty, it would be maybe a bigger disaster than no cricket being played in Pakistan. Because we were hopeful that in a year or 2 cricket will return. But if such things come up and are proven, it's like it'll send back cricket like 20 years back.
And finally, and most immediately, can you see Pakistan competing in a one-day series here in the next few weeks?
What I've learned from my sources within the team and in the cricket board is it's like 50-50. It depends on what happens over the next 2 days. They might even go back home before the one-day series, or might call 6 or 7 players from Pakistan and leave out these 7 whose names are there.
So there are as many as 7 implicated now, are there?
Yeah, this is what I've learned, yes.
Well, I think Khalid Hussain is agreeing that people in Pakistan are every bit as concerned as we are here. Let's turn our attentions to what is to come, because there's 2 2020 matches in Cardiff, one next Sunday and then one on Tuesday. The second of those is a day-nighter. Then we've got 5 one-day internationals, 50 over games. 2 of them are day games at Chesterland Street in Headingley, and then 3 day-nighters at the Oval, Lords and the Rose Bowl down in Southampton, and we'll have highlights of all of those matches for you on 5. Well, we know that the game is in disarray and the last 24 hours have clearly hurt it. We can only begin to imagine how the Pakistan dressing room must feel. Here's the captain, Salman Butt, at the press conference which he attended with the team manager.
These are just allegations, and anybody can stand out and say anything about you. Doesn't make them true. I haven't heard any allegation except just taking my name. There's nothing that I've seen or shown on TV or nothing that involves me. Well, I think we didn't play good cricket. I think England played a lot better cricket in this game, and the point is that it's not something you can connect with the morning's displays, because yesterday even the team collapsed to just 74 runs. So today was a bit better than that, and the guy, they tried their best, but it was just England's game and they played better cricket. Well, Pakistan has won a test match from Australia after 15 years and from England after 9 years. So does that make me to resign from this current situation?
And now Yawaz Saeed, the manager of the Pakistan team, is with me. This is a sad day.
Yes, it is. Not only for me, but generally it's a sad day and not enjoying it at all.
When were you first made aware of such a serious problem?
As I've just explained, last night we got home at 7, and at about 7:30 I was told that Scotland Yard is here and they'd like to investigate and see some boys. And I spoke to Mr. Matthews, myself, and said, go ahead, my support is with you, whatever you want we'll do.
So your plan is to cooperate and presumably try to root out the problem?
Definitely, unless we cooperate, we're not going to get to the bottom of the problem and solve it. So our aim is to cooperate and find the real truth.
Are any specific players named?
3 players who were spoken to was, as I've just mentioned, Salman Butt, Asif and Amir.
That must be difficult for you to have the new young captain involved.
Yes, it is. Not only new captain, as you know, the squad is 17. Anybody involved in anything is my responsibility, and as I said, it is difficult and I'm not happy about it.
Given it's your responsibility, what do you make of the allegations yourself?
It is only 24 hours, not even 24 hours, and I would really not try and comment on the allegations. Call them allegations and wait for the investigations. After all, no lesser party than Scotland Yard is doing it.
Must be deeply distressing for you to have this whole situation linger on year after year. It's been plaguing Pakistan cricket for too long.
Yes, but on a tour, I'm afraid this is the first time I'm facing it on a tour. I've been manager for the first time in 1984. That's 26 years ago. But this is the first time. It is not only difficult, it's very sad, and I'm very disappointed.
And what happens next from your point of view and the team's point of view and the board's point of view?
Well, so far I've been told that we continue and complete our tour of UK, which is ODIs and 2020s, starting from day after we move to West Country. And that is all I've been told, which I should follow.
Presumably, though, you feel somewhat at the mercy of the ICC.
Well, I would again leave that subject between the ICC, PCB and ECB. I believe in keeping to my own manager's job, and that is not mine.
You can almost see the sadness in his eyes. It's now around about 5:30 in the afternoon here at Lord's, 5 hours since the test match ended. There's an empty ground behind me, and that reflects the empty feeling that's been here throughout the day. I suppose the only other thing to add is that if any of the players are found guilty of the allegations, they almost have to be banned for life, if only to deter others. What about the game of cricket? Well, it's taken another hammer blow. In the past, it's got up, it's dusted itself down, and it's continued to entertain and indeed convince us. Let's hope that it can do so once